Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today I found truth, pure goodness. In Srila Gauraidas, in the Lita Ganga. Today I found pure truth. Today I found pure truth in Srila Prabhupada. Today I found pure truth. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hey, that is Johan. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Ik weet niet wat er allemaal gebeurde tijdens jouw uitzending, maar er waren veel technische problemen. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Wauw. Het lijkt heel snel te gaan nu met het verlies van kwaliteit in de materiële wereld. Oh my god. Ik liep naar door de stad en op een gegeven moment moesten we gewoon lachen. Van, waar zijn die mensen allemaal mee bezig? Oh my god. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Het is gewoon belachelijk. It's just simply ridiculous where the people are focused. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's hard to find. It's hard to find a pure devotee. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Devidasi, yes. Very clear name. Radha, 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 Radhe Devidasi. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I feel here in this Sangha we really make an end on samsara. We make an end on the false identifications by coming awake in our real identity, which is Satchidananda, eternal soul, conscious, ecstatic. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Yes, that's our original position. That's our original quality. That's our original I. Real happiness is not something we have to find outwards, externally. Real happiness, real Satchidananda, the ultimate goal, love of Godhead, we can find it in our own heart. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. People make mistakes. People make mistakes. But who can rectify? Who can adjust? Only a real resident of Vrindavan. How to recognize a real resident of Vrindavan? You have to become one to recognize. You have to get those real eyes to see one. So, how to overcome this? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. By chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. By listening and remembering. Remembering is waking up. That is remembering. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. People say a lot of things. Politicians, they say a lot of things. But how long will people believe it? 2 minutes? 1 minute? 2 days? Hare Krishna, it's not very reliable. Their preaching is not very reliable. There's no real substance, only of the the speech coming from, and the mind coming from, and the body gestures, the examples coming from a real resident of Vrindavan. So how to recognize that bona fide guru? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Is conclusive. Material signs is conclusive. Ecstasy is conclusive. Symptoms. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I want to read. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whoa, yeah, a lot of people. Welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yes. What to do with our mind? It's very healthy to relax your mind. Hare Krishna, to silence your mind and focus, naturally attach to spirit soul level, the emotional level, the mental level is not very helpful many times, and the physical level is also not very helpful many times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The main thing is to find the real substance, find the real sustainable quality. Not mistaking. Don't take advice in the wrong direction. Don't take advice from an inconclusive spiritual master. An inconclusive spiritual master is not a real spiritual master. It's not a bona fide spiritual master. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I want to read. Okay, if I don't have my glasses, I can try if I can see from the screen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And what's on the screen? The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. Hare Krishna, chapter 17, Adilila, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then I sing to connect. I'm thinking of Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan to make this beneficial. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even unclean Yavanas become perfectly well-bred gentlemen by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Such is the power of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. I have already given a synopsis of the Kaishora Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now let me enumerate his youthful pastimes in chronological order, exhibiting his scholarship, beauty, and fine dress. Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy name of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Thus Lord Sri Gaura Sundara shone in his youthful pastimes. As he entered his youth, the Lord decorated himself with ornaments dressed himself in fine cloth, garlanded himself with flowers, and smeared himself with sandalwood. By dint of pride in his education, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies. In his youth, the Lord exhibited his ecstatic love of Krishna on the plea of disturbances of the bodily airs. Accompanied by his confidential devotees, he enjoyed various pastimes in this way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I don't know what it means, so I look into the text. There's a purport. Purport. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. According to Ayurvedic treatment, the entire physiological system is conducted by three elements, namely Vayu, Pitta and Kapha, air, bile and mucus. Secretions within the body transform into other secretions, like blood, urine and stool. But if there are disturbances in the metabolism, the secretion turn into kapha, mucus. By the influence of air within the body, according to the Ayurvedic system. When the secretion of bile and formation of mucus disturb the air circulating within the body, 59 varieties of diseases may occur. One such disease is craziness. On the plea of disturbance of the bodily air and metabolism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted as if crazy. He acted as if crazy. Thus, in his school, he began to explain the grammar of verbs through Krishna consciousness, explaining everything in grammar in relationship to Krishna. And the Lord induced his students to refrain from worldly education. Well, the Lord induced his students to refrain from worship, from worldly education. For it is better to become Krishna conscious, and in this way attain the higher perfectional platform of education. On these grounds, it's really important to see that so many people, they are in this illusionary investment, this illusionary path, wanting to go for the goals like fruitive material fruits. It's so useless. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. There's less and less truth in this educational system. Hare Krishna. Where can we find some truth? How can we save people from these bad habits, from these pollutive habits? Hare Krishna, to condition them more and more with forcing to believe in Maya. Hare Krishna, in a lot of nonsense. Explaining everything in grammar in relationship to Krishna, the Lord induced his students to refrain from worldly education, for it's better to become Krishna conscious and in this way attain the higher perfectional platform of education. On these grounds, Sri Jiva Goswami later compiled a grammar entitled Hari Namamrita Vyakarana. People in general consider such explanations crazy. People in general consider such explanations crazy. Therefore, the Lord's purpose in his attitude of craziness was to explain that there is nothing within our experience but Krishna consciousness. Wow. That there is nothing within our experience but Krishna consciousness. For everything may be dovetailed with Krishna consciousness. These pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have been very vividly described in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila, chapter 1. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this was verse 7 from Adi Lila 17, chapter 17. Now 8. Thereafter, the Lord went to Gaya. There he met Srila Ishwarapuri. Srila Ishwarapuri. In Gaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated by Ishwarapuri. And immediately afterwards, he exhibited signs of love of Godhead. Signs of love of Godhead. He exhibited signs of love of Godhead. He again displayed such symptoms after returning home. Thereafter, the Lord delivered love of Krishna to his mother, Sachidevi, nullifying her offense at the feet of Advaitacharya. Thus, there was a meeting with Advaitacharya, who later had a vision of the Lord's universal form. Srivas Thakura then worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the process of Abhishek. Sitting on a cot, the Lord exhibited transcendental opulence. After this function, at the house of Srivas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu appeared, and when he met Lord Chaitanya, he got the opportunity to see him in his six-armed form. One day, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited to Lord Nityananda Prabhu a six-armed form bearing a conch shell, disc, club, lotus flower, bow and flute. A conch shell, disc, club, lotus flower, bow and flute. Thereafter, the Lord showed him his four-armed form, standing in three curved posture. With two hands he played upon a flute, and in the other two he carried a conch shell and disc. Finally, the Lord showed Nityananda Prabhu his two-armed form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply playing on his flute, his bluish body dressed in yellow garments. His bluish body dressed in yellow garments. Simply playing on his flute, his bluish body dressed in yellow garments. Nityananda Prabhu then arranged to offer Vyas puja, or worship to the spiritual master, to Lord Sri Gaurasundara. But Lord Chaitanya carried the plow-like weapon called musal in the ecstasy of being Nityananda Prabhu. Thereafter, Mother Sachadevi saw the brothers Krishna and Balaram in their manifestation of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Then the Lord delivered the two brothers, Jagai and Madai. After this incident, the Lord remained in an ecstatic position for 21 hours, and all the devotees saw his specific pastimes. One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the ecstasy of the boar incarnation and got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta. Thus they both danced in Murari Gupta's courtyard. After this incident, the Lord ate raw rice given by Shuklambara Brahmachari and explained very elaborately the import of the Hari Mantra, of the Harir Nama, shloka mentioned in the Brahan Naradiya Puran. In this age of Kali, there is no other means for self-realization than chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Well, in this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Oh, so he is incarnated. He is incarnated now in this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Hari, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare, Hare. Hari 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 Hare Krishna, Hari 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Hare Krishna, 23. This verse repeats the word Eva, certainly, 3 times for emphasis, and it also 3 times repeats Harer Nam, the holy name of the Lord, just to make common people understand. The use of the word Kevala only prohibits all other processes such as the cultivation of knowledge, practice of mystic yoga, or performance of austerities and fruitive activities. Kevala only. This verse clearly states that anyone who accepts any other path cannot be delivered. This is the reason for the triple repetition, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else, which emphasizes the real process of self-realization. To chant the holy name always, one should be humbler than the grass in the street and devoid of all desire for personal honor. But one should offer others as all respectful obeisances. A devotee engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord should practice forbearance like that of a tree. Even if rebuked or chastised, he should not say anything to others to retaliate. When there's a word with a sentence with should, I like to go to the synonyms word by word. Tarusam, like a tree. Sahi smuta, forbearance. Vaishnava, devotee. Karibe, soul practice, should practice. Karibe, should practice. Bhartsan, rebuking. Tadani, chastising. Kaki, unto anyone. Kichu, something, not. Balibe, will utter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. For even if one cuts a tree, it never protests, and even if it is drying up and dying, it does not ask anyone for water. Thus a Vaishnava should not ask anything from anyone else. If someone gives him something without being asked, he should accept it. But if nothing comes, a Vaishnava should be satisfied to eat whatever vegetables and fruits are easily available. One should strictly follow the principle of always chanting the holy name, and one should be satisfied with whatever he gets easily. Such devotional behavior solidly maintains one's devotional service. Hare Krishna, one who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, yet is always prepared to give all respects to others, can very easily chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I feel we should not pay attention to the material gardeners. We should not pay attention. We should not pay mind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, they will chastise us, they will provoke us, they will try to annoy us, maybe they will try to kill us, to get rid of us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Let me take refuge of Lord Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Let me take orders from that, take suggestions. Let me communicate with that Supreme Personality of Godhead, and not a perverted reflection of his shade. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One should strictly follow the principle of always chanting the holy name, and one should be satisfied with whatever he gets easily. Such devotional behavior solidly maintains one's devotional service. Solidly maintains. One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, yet is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. Raising my hands I declare, everyone please hear me. String this verse on the thread of the holy name, and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. String this verse on the thread of the holy name, and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. One must strictly follow the principles given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this verse. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One must strictly follow the principles given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this verse. If one simply follows in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and the Goswamis, certainly he will achieve the ultimate goal of life, the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regularly led congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the house of Srivas Thakura every night for 1 full year. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This ecstatic chanting was performed with the doors closed, so that non-believers who came to make fun could not gain entrance. Thus the non-believers almost turned to ashes and died out of envy. To retaliate, they planned various ways to give trouble to Srivas Thakura. In the house of Srivas Thakura, every night for 1 full year. One night, while Kirtan was going on inside Srivas Thakura's house, a Brahmana named Gopala Chapala, the chief of the non-believers, who was talkative and very rough in his speech, placed all the paraphernalia for worshipping the goddess Durga outside Srivas Thakura's door. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. On the upper portion of a plantain leaf, he placed such paraphernalia for worship as orda pula, turmeric, vermilion, red sandalwood and rice. He placed a pot of wine beside all this, and in the morning when Srivastakura opened his door, he saw this paraphernalia. Srivastakura called for all the respectable gentlemen of the neighborhood and smilingly addressed them as follows. Gentlemen, every night I worship the goddess Bhavani, since the paraphernalia for the worship is present here. Now all you respectable brahmanas and members of the higher castes can understand my position. Then all the assembled gentlemen exclaimed, What is this? What is this? Who has performed such mischievous activities? Who is that sinful man? They called for a sweeper, Hadi, who threw all the items of worship far away and cleansed the place by mopping it with a mixture of water and cow dung. After 3 days, leprosy attacked Gopala Chapal, and blood oozed from sores all over his body. Incessantly covered with germs and insects biting him all over his body, Gopala Chapal felt unbearable pain. His entire body burned in distress. Since leprosy is an infectious disease, Gopala Chapal left the village to sit down on the bank of the Ganges underneath a tree. One day, however, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passing by and spoke to him as follows. My dear nephew, I am your material uncle. In our village relationship, please see how greatly this attack of leprosy has afflicted me. As an incarnation of God, you are delivering so many fallen souls. I am also a great unhappy fallen soul. Unhappy fallen soul, kindly deliver me by your mercy. I am also a greatly unhappy fallen soul. Kindly deliver me by your mercy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Muni Bada, Dukhi, More, Karaha, Udhar. Muni Hada Dukhi, Muni Hada Dukhi, Muni Bada Dukhi, More Karaha Udhar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. As an incarnation of God, you are delivering so many fallen souls. I am also greatly unhappy, fallen soul. Kindly deliver me by your mercy. Hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, greatly angry, and in that angry mood he spoke some words, chastising him. O sinful person, envious of pure devotees, I shall not deliver you, rather I shall have you bitten by these germs for many millions of years. You have made Srivas Thakur appear to have been worshipping the goddess Bhavani. Simply for this offense, you will have to fall down into hellish life for 10 million births. I have appeared in this incarnation to kill the demon Pashandis, and after killing them, to preach the cult of devotional service. After saying this, the Lord left to take his bath in the Ganges, and that sinful man did not give up his life, but continued to suffer. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. When Sri Chaitanya, after accepting the renounced order of life, went to Jagannath Puri, and then came back to the village of Kuliya. Upon his return, that sinful man took shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord, being merciful to him, gave him instructions for his benefit. You have committed an offense at the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur. The Lord said, first you must go there and beg for his mercy, and then if he gives you his blessings, and you do not commit such sins again, you will be freed from these reactions. Then the Brahmana Gopala Chapal went to Srivas Thakur and took shelter at his lotus feet. And by Srivas Thakur's mercy was freed from all sinful reactions. He returned home with an unhappy mind, but on the next day he met Lord Chaitanya on the bank of the Ganges and spoke to him. That Brahmana was expert in talking harshly and cursing others. Thus he broke his sacred threat and declared, I shall now curse you, for your behavior has greatly aggrieved me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. The Brahmana cursed the Lord. You shall be bereft of all material happiness. When the Lord heard this, he felt great jubilation within himself. The Brahmana cursed the Lord. You shall be bereft of all material happiness. When the Lord heard this, he felt great jubilation within himself. Any faithful person who hears of this Brahmana's cursing Lord Chaitanya is delivered from all Brahminical curses. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed Mukunda Datta with punishment, and in that way vanquished all his mental depression. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya respected Advaitacharya as his spiritual master, but Advaitacharya Prabhu was greatly aggrieved by such behavior. Thus he whimsically began to explain the path of philosophical speculation, and the Lord, in his anger, seemingly disrespected him. At that time, Advaitacharya was greatly pleased. The Lord understood this, and he was somewhat ashamed. But he offered Advaitacharya his benediction. Murari Gupta was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. When Lord Chaitanya heard Lord Ramachandra's glories from his mouth, he immediately wrote on his forehead, Ramadas, the eternal servant of Lord Ramachandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of Sridhar after kirtan and drank water from his damaged iron pot. Then he bestowed his benediction upon the devotees according to their desires. After this incident, the Lord blessed Haridas Thakur and vanquished the offense of his mother at the home of Advaitacharya. The Lord blessed Haridas Thakur and vanquished the offense of his mother at the home of Advaitacharya. Once, when the Lord explained the glories of the holy name to the devotee, some ordinary students who heard him fashioned their own interpretation. When a student interpreted the glories of the holy name as a prayer of exaggeration, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, greatly unhappy, immediately warned everyone not to see the student's face henceforth. Without even removing his garments, Lord Chaitanya took a bath in the Ganges with his companions. Here he explained the glories of devotional service. By following the paths of speculative philosophical knowledge, fruitive activity, or mystic yoga to control the senses, one cannot satisfy Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Unalloyed devotional love for Krishna is the only cause for the Lord's satisfaction. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Unalloyed devotional service, unalloyed devotional love for Krishna is the only cause for the Lord's satisfaction. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, said, "My dear Uddhava, neither through Astanga Yoga, the mystic yoga system to control the senses, nor through impersonal monism or an analytical study of this absolute truth, nor through study of the Vedas, nor through austerities, charity, or acceptance of sannyas, can one satisfy me as much as by developing unalloyed devotional service unto me." Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I keep it until here. Next verses, text 77. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Paradas, Shri Karidas, wow, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Amon Narayan, wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna. I go to my dreams. Yes, it's late. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Kevin Verlinden. We are not the mind, but we cannot ignore it. I think we can ignore it. We can say, "Shut up, mind," or ignore it, or let it dissolve into the background. Use it for service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We live in bodies, Mayavati. We live in bodies. Body needs sleep. I'm not that transcendental yogi to have a body. I'm lucky to know I'm not my body. Good night, my dear Tom. I will let you to blanket me to my sleep with your beautiful music. Self. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What's the use of repeating inconclusive words? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. But I appreciate you try. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Sometimes in the mode of goodness, this habitual thing, mode of goodness. Hare Krishna, mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna, mode of passion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Nimai Achinta Das. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, it's the time to talk your truth. Radhe Devdasi. I go to sleep, sorry. Kevin Verlinden, you are the master. No one else. Hare Krishna, who is the master? I'm getting tired reading these comments. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What the kind of nonsense it is? No need to be conclusive. What is this? And then one appreciation by Mayavati. Oh my God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Don't be so conclusive. Be sleepy now. It's okay. Oh my God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I can only laugh about such comments. Oh my God. Hare Krishna. Don't you see it? Don't you see what you're doing? Hare Krishna, don't you see what you're doing? This is leading nowhere, what you're doing. You behave like a butcher of yourself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. What's the result? That, like Srila Haridas says, well, if you are so inconclusive, then you are repeating yourself. You cannot get out of this samsara. Hare Krishna, Krishna. And for me, it's that samsara. And this is my friend Ravan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Paradas Haribol. Jai Shri Haridas. I want to dream about you. Hare Krishna.